Hello and welcome back. So today we're going to take what we learned yesterday about placing the features on the head from the front view and then apply it to a 3/4 view. And so to do that, remember the proportions and all of that from yesterday's video. And let's create a 3/4 view. All right. Get your proportions set up. So how do we translate what we know about the front view to the 3/4 view here? Well, let's place the mouth and this triangle will still go like that. But what you'll noticed, what you'll notice is that it won't be equal because of the perspective. Okay, I'll explain what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out too. All right. So what's going on here is that, let's do another one here. So if we say that this is the brow line, that's going to be a landmark, so that when the head turns, this contour, the far side of the face, this is going to be a boundary, a landmark. And the mouth will line up just like over here to the middle of that. Okay. And that'll be the brow right here. And this is actually, this middle line is actually where the nose attaches to the face. And so the tip of the nose will be out here. Then from the top of the lip, you're going to bring it probably just to the outer extent of the brow. There is good. And then from there, same thing on this side. And so what's happening is you're determining with this part which is the eye socket. So the brow is a landmark, and so is this part. That's a landmark too. The outer edge of the eye socket is an important landmark. And then from the corner of the mouth, so this is where your ear goes, and the ear is actually, it's not flat on the skull, obviously. It's going to be a box. Okay. So from the corner of the mouth to the top of the ear, you're going to get this right here. And it's a kind of a rounded form, but it's a form. It's a plane. And then from here, the corner of that mouth, or that corner of the mouth, will connect to this landmark right there. And so what's going on is that the brow and the eye socket are hard landmarks that they're not going to be covered up by fat, and it'll show up. But this part can change depending on the level of skin and fat and all of that. Skin and fat and all of that. And then you can just, for now, go ahead and just connect this. But that's how you get this part, the far side of the face here. So let me just demonstrate real quick. Once again. And then obviously, if you practice it, it'll be easier to understand. So if you imagine that there's a box, that's what's going on right there. The jaw usually turns right here. So that's how you get the basic structure. Okay. Hopefully that made sense. What shall we do next? So now I'm going to talk about how to place the eye. Make sure this is on camera here. Based upon what we went over yesterday. So keep all of that in mind. Let's set up the eye. Draw a little bit bigger. Okay. So just from this, you know that's, so again, from the 3/4 view, that's actually where the nose is attached to the face. Then you know where the mouth will go. And this determines, right here, determines the corner of the mouth. So again, it's relative, because if this is the middle, then that's the middle of there. So it's actually turning away, but just keep everything relative and it'll be all right. So a couple of things that happen. So this is where the nose is attaching. However, the nostrils go like that. And then the nostrils can help you place the corner, the inside corner of the eye. The next question would be, where does the eye sit inside here? And you can divide the nose into thirds. So that's the top, that's the bottom. You could do third, this cartilage here, the tip of the nose, is a third. And so the eye will usually be, instead of calling it the eye, let's call it the eye socket. Will be a third right here. Okay, then going back to this part right here, if that's the lip, okay, and that's the brow. So now you can get the shape of the eye socket. And then from the corner of the mouth to where the ear, top of the ear here. This corner of the mouth, this plane right here, is gonna go to the brow. And this, that too. And that'll be, the nose will be the ear, the nose line. The nose will not be the ear. figure out the turning of the jawline. The width of the chin is usually the middle of the eye. So that's the construction. Deconstruction. Okay. Let's draw that again. This dude, sorry about the shaky camera there. Let's do, this looks, well, I mean, this looks like a skull. It could be male or female, but there are differences. Let's do a female head. Okay. So the proportions are the same, it's just that the bone structure is different. So place the mouth. That's the nose. That's the brow. So that's going to be the upper lip. So see how that line, that circle, it already gives you basically what that is. And the idea is that the brow just won't be as heavy, but the proportions are still the same. Okay. And then to get this side, you already know the mouth. See, that's an important landmark right there. Same with this. Same with the, where the jaw is turning, it's the same proportion, if you will, but the bone structure isn't as chiseled, or it's smaller. And then the thing with obviously study pictures of different people's faces, you'll see so much variety, but the proportions are basically the same. Oops. Let's stop this camera from shaking. Okay. So now that we did that, so we get this line, get that. And then again, the chin's not going to be sticking out as far. Next, like we said, so figure out how far out the nose will go. And that's the far edge of the nose right there. So if you divide the nose into thirds, this is where you get this part, because this part is bone structure right here. This part can have variety because it's cartilage. Just like with the tip of the nose. It can have variety. Then let's place the eyes so we know that the corner of the mouth is here. So we know that the center of the eye is going to be the center of the brow here. And then this is the top edge of the eye socket. I believe it's called the orbital lobe or something. And then the inner part of the eye is going to be usually lined up with the nostril here. So let me draw this eye, and then I'm going to talk about how do you do the eye over here. And the main thing is this is the structure of the head, but then the eye has its own anatomy. Okay. It has its own character. And the way that works is so from this line to here is actually where the eye socket goes in. And so that'll tell you what the outside edge of the eye is doing, of the other eye. And then from here is going to turn in. From the brow towards, so you're getting, how do I show this? I'm just going to copy this face right here. So this is determining where it turns in, and this determines the furthest out point right there, see? And then the brow is right here, and that's going to turn in. And there's a lot of variety. Just study different faces, but there's a lot of variety right here. Basically gives you the likeness. But again, the proportion will be the same. And then if you divide the nose into thirds, you'll get this turn right here. It's a lot, I know. But I think if you sketch it and practice it, you'll also understand what's going on. But let's talk about the eye, how to place that real quick. I don't know if I have enough room. We'll see. Okay. So let's figure out this side. Well, that's the corner of the mouth. This. So again, we did 1, 2, 3 right here. That's the tip. Okay. So that gives you that. That's what that is. Corner of the mouth gives you this. And depending on the amount of fat on the cheek, gives you that. And then female brows aren't going to be as thick. There you go. That's that side. How do you place this part? Again, you go off of so if you know that this, so you'll know that this will give you this, then the nostril will give you the inside corner there. Same with this, gives you the inside corner. Then you can divide that in half. And the question might be, well, how do you figure out this part? Now you could have drawn the whole thing. I'm just, since I did it this way, the way I would do it is, it's a good question, huh? I would figure out where the mouth is, the corner of the mouth. And so if your nose is right here, okay, then it's going to be about, I mean, I would get a picture and look at it, but let's say it's a half of an eye. And then you're going to say that that's the middle. You could be wrong, but you can see. And then once you get this measurement, then you can get that measurement. And then you can get the outside of the eye socket there. And from the corner of the mouth, it'll be parallel. So we're saying that the distance between this nostril here and this corner of the mouth is about half an eye. In this picture anyway, we're saying that. It looks correct. And if you get that, then the corner of the mouth can be the size of the chin. And then again, basically keep it parallel like that. All right, so that's how you do that part. So before I draw the eyes here, the basic idea is don't guess. You don't have to guess. Just decide what the proportions are and see how it looks. And also go check on a picture, see what the measurements are. So the eyes, they have their own anatomy. So we said that this is the inside corner, okay? So the eyes aren't sitting straight into so the basic shape of the eye is, this is from a front view. Can you see? All right. So the eyes aren't like right in the center, they're actually off center like this. So that the high point is not right in the center, but rather off a little bit here. That's where it comes out the most. Okay. So that has to be reflected. The way to do that would be, if you know that this is the inside corner, so you see how the highest point is actually off center. Same with, so the highest point of the eye is right there, where it comes out the most. See, it's not in the center. The center would be like right here, and that would be incorrect. It's actually coming out rather than sitting all the way inside the eye socket. But that's kind of a topic for another video. The anatomy of the eye itself is very interesting. But this will give you the basic idea here. So again, the center would be right here, but in a 3/4 view, it's off center because of perspective. And it's more of an ellipse instead of a perfect circle. Well, that's a lot of information. A lot more. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull that off, but there's a lot more to be said, and a lot of it is practice. Also do your own studies, measure pictures. There's a gazillion photos out there, and just keep practicing. And until next time, keep on sketching.